Sir, we are created. What to do next? Beta, we want to insert the data. So, sir, how to insert the data? Here, this is the program to insert the data, beta. As we know, these are all the things which are required to establish the connection and all. So here I give you the code for connecting with Arcil, because some of them will use MySQL, some of them will use Arcil. So these are the steps which are commented. They are related to the steps to establish the connection with Arcil database. Beta, whenever you are connecting with the Arcil database with your project, you should keep in mind, you should download the OJDBC14.jar file, because I connected with MySQL, I downloaded MySQL connector file. You should download OJDBC14 or updated version, which is related the jar file, which is related to Arcil. You'll get it in the internet, right? And then I am establishing the connection. Then I need the statement interface. These are all the steps which are common to connect to the database and sending queries and retrieving. Then, sir, what's so special in this program? Beta, here I want to insert the data. That's what I am using the insert command. Insert into where I want to insert the data. I want to insert the data into student table. What do you want to insert? Values. So you should keep in mind what order you are given over there. First, student ID, student name, then followed by student age and address. So I'm taking I want to insert 4 records. That's what I'm taking, 4 string type of variables. Then 4 queries I'm taking it within the double quotes. I'm storing in the different variables, and I want to execute on the database. That's what we use the statement interface. There we have the execute update method. Then I'm using that particular query to execute on the database, right? We executed 4 times, but sir, I want to insert 1000 records. Then you should take 1000 queries. You should call the execute update for the 1000 times. This is the biggest drawback in the insert command. That's what we are moving towards the prepared statement, which I cover in the next video, right? So you want to insert 4 records, means you should execute for 4 times. If you want to insert for 10 times, then you should recall for the 10 times, right? Now, sir, is it going to work? Of course, beta, I will show you. Just a minute. Go to your IDE, take a new class, right click, new class, and take the class name something insert. So insert data, something like ID I'm taking, click finish, then replace your code, class name, insert data, right, save it, change your database name. Our database name is something like we are given CSM1, save it. Better before getting into this, check here, do we have any data or not? Sir, how to check the data? Use the select command, beta, select star from which table? Student table, right? So it's showing empty set. It taken 0.02 seconds to retrieve that response. Now run your code. Just right click, go to run as, and click on Java application. Then we are not printing the response here. It is clearly stating that we have an error, that is table CSM1 student 14 does not exist. Actually, we are not changing the table name beta. We are inserting the data into the student table, not student 14. Change your table names. This is how the IDE is going to return the errors if you have any errors in your program, right? Now run as Java application, but I will show you how it raises the errors regarding this username and password. Sir, we are not getting any response, means that will be reflected in the database. So just call the same thing, select start from student. You can see these are the 5 records which we inserted on the table by using our Java application. Right now we will go to this update and delete. Yeah, beta. So to update the record in a table, just we use, instead of insertion, we use the update command, update which table you want to update. So here set we use, set age is equal to age plus 1. That in the sense, whatever the age column is there, let's say the ages are 22, 23, 24, 25 like this. So this age, you are incrementing age for everyone by 1 year. So age plus 1 means this 22 will become 23, 24, 25, and then 26. So this is going to be updated on the student table. All right. Then what I'm doing, whenever you are executing the query on the database, so it will give you the response like how many number of rows are reflected. That number of rows I'm printing here. Let's say 2 rows are updated, 3 rows are updated, how many number of rows are updated. If you want to know, you can print it. This is a way of updating the data beta. Next, coming to the deleting. So here, this is a program to delete the data from the table. So you can use delete command to delete a record from the table. Whereas drop is different, where you want to delete the complete structure, then we use drop. Drop for structure, delete for deleting the part of either record or column or a row, then we use the delete command, right? This is the common code beta. I'm not getting into it. So I'm taking the query that is delete from which table, the table which we are created, where condition is for deleting a selected row or column, right? Where student ID is 54. If the student ID is found with 54, then that particular record will be deleted from the table, right? So that I am executing on the database. How many rows are affected? That I am displaying here, right? This is a way of deleting the data. Now, the select is bit different beta. You should focus on this particular program. Till establishing connection, the code is common. Till here, the code is common. Now, you focus on this particular part. What I'm doing, I want to get the data from the database. So that's what I'm using select command. I want to retrieve all the records from the table. So that's what I'm using star, select star from which table, student 14 or student, whatever it is, right? So here, if you see, as of now, we used execute update method. Now I'm using this execute query method because we are asking the database will generate the response. So as we know, this response is going to be stored in the result set class. So that's what I'm using the result set class where I'm going to store the result or response which is generated by the database. Now, sir, what it is I want to know. Beta rs.get class, it will tell you what is this result set object. The description, you can get it by using this get class method, right? Now, assume here this is our table, right? We have different columns like student ID, student name, and then followed by student address, sorry, student age, and then student address, right? There we inserted 4 records, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? First, what will happen? Let me give the numbering. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let us assume, right? So first rs.next, what it will do? Next method, it will find do we have the next row or not, or next record in the table or not. It will find. If we have the next record, then it returns true. Otherwise, it returns false. Beta here, the first row or first record we have, it returns true. While of true means you are entering into the while loop. Here, sir, I want to know the row number which I am going to print. For that purpose, you can call the get row method. So get row, it will get the row number, right? You are in first row. In first row, we have various information like student name, student ID, student age, student address. So I'm using the get string method. I'm getting the string from the student ID from the result set object, student name from the result set object, student age from the result set object, student address from the result set object. And I'm printing by using this system.out.println because I want to print it on the monitor, right? Or console. So I'm using SOP and I'm printing it, right? This cycle will happen for the first row. 1 minute, let me clear this so that you can understand. This is for first record beta or first row of information. Then what happens next? Loop will be repeated. It points to the next row. Do we have the next row or next record or not? We have the next record. Then again, we will get the second row information, then third row, then fourth row. Whenever we don't have the next row, then this rs.next will return false. Then we skip this while and we comes out of the while and we will close the main method and we will close the class. This is a way of getting the data from the table by using this Java program, right? This is all about your JDBC beta. By using JDBC, these are all the CURD operations which we can perform. Beta, I told you, I will show you the prepared statement. Just give me a minute. Yeah, beta. This is a program which is related to prepared statement. Prepared statement which is used to insert the multiple records simultaneously, or if you want to update the multiple records simultaneously, then we use this prepared statement. Because as we seen the drawback in insert, that is, if you want to insert n records, then you should use this insert command for n number of times. So that I cannot do means you can use the prepared statement beta. So this is the code which is common for establishing connection and all. So I'm skipping it. I'm straight away. I'm going to the prepared statement. Here I'm using insert command, insert into the table name values. So how many rows you have in your table, that many question marks you should consider. Each question mark, it represents a particular column. The first question mark, it represents student ID, second one, student name, third one, something student age and address. This is how you should represent it. Then I'm using the prepared statement. I'm executing that. So here, whenever you are passing the data, you should use the prepared statement object, prepared statement dot, then setInt is the method which is used to set the value in the particular given row, right? It means that setInt 1, 19 means in first row, I'm setting the value 19, second row, Raju, third row, 24, fourth row, this is the address. I'm calling execute update method so that this row is going to be inserted into the database. Then I'm taking the next one, setInt 1, 18. That in essence, in first row, I'm inserting 18, second row, Chendu, that is name, third row, age 28, fourth row, some address. Then I'm calling the execute update method. This is the way you can insert multiple records simultaneously by using this prepared statement method. This is also one of the lab exercise you can cover all of that. Chalo guys, this is all about your JDBC. Enjoy the JDBC. Thank you.